All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Tuesday, post traders talk edition, as is always every Tuesday. But great to see everybody here this February 27th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Great to see Leda giving me the green light early, loud and clear from her. Great to see all of our students and members like otherwise. Margaret, Kevin, Thomas, Kathleen. So a bunch of our students just before in chat, and then of course on social media, I should say. Untie the tongue first. At Cyber Trading You, of course, just that being on the bottom left of the stream, popping up in just a moment there. Just if you're not followed yet on all of our social media streams and platforms, bang, there you go right there. So with that said, we have had a phenomenal day thus far. Nice welcome back to myself, at least with the market, and really strong day altogether. It's just easy to say this, but we talked about this in our workshop. You open up the door every morning, you open up the window to see what the weather looks like. Well, it's pretty easy to tell if it's going to be raining or if it's going to be sunny outside, if it's going to be 30 or 45 degrees outside, or if it's going to be 70 to 80 degrees outside. And today, you opened up your door, you cracked open your window early in the morning in pre-market, and you knew it was going to be a very active day. Active. That's all we ask for. So there were a bunch of trades that were up in pre-market, and we'll go over those in just a bit. NCLH is one of those, so we'll start off with that, at least on the screen. And oh man, myself and Larry killed it on this trade just before, right from support, really off this green line, namely 1837 we were looking at, but I used really also alongside that. It was the just the initial peak that we had. It was like 1843, 1837, that area. And I was looking for the bounce all throughout the morning there. I missed the breakout and then the pullback, which there was really none of. It really didn't pull back at all. So I was going over this with my student on a coaching call earlier, just for resistance to get broken through. Initially, you could look to see support, first test, best test, and here we are now heading into the afternoon, back up to the highs, moving up to 19. So actually, you can't really see this on the stream. I should have realized this going into Traders Talk. Bottom right, if you see this on the screen inside the trading room, just if you're on social media, whenever I look at the bottom right, I normally have the webcam there. So for some reason, I can't really fix that. So either way, we're going to put this right on our watch list here for the afternoon. It's a stock that we namely called out directly off that support level, and we'll see if it could break higher over 19. The other one that I'm focused in on right now, and really from the morning session, this has just been an absolute home run, and I haven't gotten stopped out yet on the second half of this trade. The ALT looked like I was going to actually just before, just held higher low, it looks like. So, I'm thankful for that. But either way, right from 12:30, really, we had called this out. Rich actually assisted me on this. He had called it out as it was pushing up over 12, and I really used that skinnier white line here, 12:30, just a level from yesterday. Ended up getting flipped into support, and then from there led to the higher high. So a couple good trades to begin. I'm just going to put these on our watch list so far to begin for this afternoon. Just for right now, we'll put this on our list because it's starting to build back up. We had resistance, a game plan on this at $15. We'll see if it can make a push closer towards there. All right, so two good trades to kick things off. We have a couple others, like I'd said. What we'll do is go from top to bottom. You got some crazy ones, though, up over 100%, but they're more expensive. That's like the bad part about them. JANX, I don't know if this is a buyout or not, is it? No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like a legitimate run up, probably some pharma therapeutic company from 35 up to 50. If you were able to jump in early, kudos to you. But the order book gets very thin the more expensive a stock gets. I will tell you, this definitely threw me for a loop this morning when I woke up and I saw VKTX popping overnight. Some sort of news coming out with their weight loss drug. That's been kind of the big thing of late with Ozempic and the ones that Fausto's been kind of clamoring about, talking about of late, and how, rightfully so, they've been just creating some crazy moves within the stock market altogether. What was the other one? I know there's a couple that he's been interested in as a swing. Eli Lilly, of course, and then NVO. I get those two mixed up with him. I know he likes both, but as far as that VKTX trade goes, we've actually been following the stock for quite a bit before whatever news came out overnight, because this stock has been breaking all-time highs for us beginning from 2023, and then in the beginning of this year, it was pushing up to start. So we'd called it out on occasion, and whenever there's all-time highs, really there's no historical resistance to work with. You're more focused on the order book there. So, hey, put this on your personal watch list if you tend to fancy the more expensive stocks, but I'm just being straight up with everyone here. You're going to make more money trading a cheaper stock, even if it's a $20 stock, a $12 stock, the two I'm in right now. Just because how many shares do you take in this of really? 50? Okay, well, how many points do you need to see this to make a move up in order to justify making as much money on this stock than you would on like a $15, $20 stock that you'd be trading a hell of a lot more shares of? You know what I mean? So it's not always based around price, but you don't really want to trade something too expensive just for that reason alone. Hey, on the flip side, just because this is cheap doesn't mean that you should be trading 5,000, 10,000 shares or more, as a new student, this stock is becoming more volatile the more it's moving up. And that's a good thing, at least for now, because it's not on a bad order book. It's not like it's on like a 10, 15 cent spread. But damn, this thing's shaking around a little bit here. Even right now, pulling back down off its last peak. So I'll add this to our list. Another AI company here, CXAI. Just to jump through here pretty quick. SOUN. Pardon me there. Ended up leading to a nice little pop earlier in pre-market. It was very shaky all throughout the day. Even now, it's actually making a nice little move back up here. For what it's worth, I could put this on our list. I just feel like with this one in particular, this AI company, the more it's pushed up over the last month, last few weeks even, you're going to begin to see some profit taking, some natural sell-off, and we've already had such a good push from yesterday into this morning. So just a lower high equals a lower low. I'll definitely come back to this and I'll add this to our list if there's really not much else. Speaking of which, BBAI, I took a 3 cent loss on this just before this meeting started. I was looking for this to break out of the resistance pretty much that it's at now, but it's been way too slow for my liking. So, you know what, alongside NCLH, ALT, which I'm already in, this trade I was looking at before, I just got out. I was like, you know what, it's not really making that desired move that I'm looking for here. If it pops now, so be it. I can care less. But for you, at least, hey, we're gonna put this on our watch list. If you're not in this trade yet, if you didn't take that 3 cent hit that I took, and if you're not doing this meeting that I'm doing, perhaps over the next 5-10 minutes, this could still continue. After I got out, this really didn't tank. So I just don't like the pace. That's the only issue on this trade. The fact it's at the highs is the most desirable part of this move. So hopefully it gets going soon. I'll add it to our list, just to kind of keep on there for now. All right, we got some cheapies here. We keep going. Another AI one, JTAI. Just I feel like now you're going to start getting all the crazy AI companies out there, like the really small cap ones that are definitely pump and dumpish. So you got to be careful on them. You can't trust them as far as you could throw them. This one, at least comparing the two, this one's on like a 3-4 cent spread for the stock. It's $1.20 stock. Just the CXAI looks a lot better. BBAI, for as choppy as that is, at least that one has better liquidity. So I don't need to add that one here, the JT one. BIOR. We're going to keep going. Probably just kind of sift through this like a fine tooth comb. Try and kind of go through, see what else is out there, because it's not even the AI stocks. It's just all together. Once you get like a few different crazies out there pumping up over 100, 150+%, you're probably going to try and find groups of traders that are going to try and see if there's other stocks that you could pump up as well. Like, for example, this CTMX trade, I haven't noticed this until just now. Looks interesting just because it hasn't really broken lower. Looks flat, right? So I'll kind of put this on the side list. I'll come back to this just at the end of it all here, just if we need to, just check it out. CTMX, similar with the SOUN trade. My scanner refreshing on me here. We keep going. HIMS. This led to a pretty good pop earlier today. I took a small loss on this trade. That was my first trade after the market opened up. It was like a 7 or 8 cent loss on it at first, and then I missed the pop. So I had to kind of divert my attention over quickly to another trade, ALT at the time at 12:30. Led to a pretty good trade. So, again, there was opportunity all over the map today. If it wasn't one stock, it was another. The last thing that you need to do, though, is get overwhelmed trying to follow 8, 10, 12 different stocks at the same time. You don't need to follow that many. You just really need to follow a few, and that's really it. RVSN, not really doing much right now for me there. Carvana, at least this is actually, you know what? This is the type of liquidity you should expect out of an $82 stock. It's pretty similar to what we just had before in the other one there. But, given how much this has been pushing up for us of late, if you've been doing well on this trade over the last few days, last month or two, last year, you know who you are inside our live trading room, right? So, I'm going to advocate for them to put it on their personal watch list. But for right now, just see if there's anything even more tradable than that. Right here, there we go, plug. All right, so we're going to put plug on the top of our watch list right out the gate here because it looks so good. It's cheap enough. It has a great spread, great order book. Pretty similar to the NCLH trade altogether, just steady trend at the highs, but for like a $2 stock or whatever that is right there, it's as good as we could find pretty much. What else we got here? Big lots, BIG, a little shaky, lower highs for right now. I'll pass on that trade. NNOX, this stock from 2 weeks back, this thing was all over the map off a pre-market push up. Then it pulled back at the open and tanked. It ran up the following day, broke higher, then gapped all over the place, this stock. And that could be good. That promotes volatility, up and down both directions. Here it's up over 20% at the highs. So you know what? I'm kind of selling myself to putting this on our watch list for now here, the NNOX, but I'll do just that. Well, again, folks, if you look on the bottom right, just on this, here, just now at this point again, just kind of dragging it up for YouTube, but we don't need to build a big watch list. You know what I mean? We don't need to build a big watch list when we got ALT cooking. This is like really the only thing that has been, pretty consistent throughout the day. And you know what? This is all we really need at the end of it all, right? Granted, there's more than one that you just need to follow. So that's where I just say simply, we don't need to build out like an 8, 10, 12 stock watch list. Honestly, I like what we got already. So, if there's anything else looking good going up, type it in on the chat board. But let's see if there's any good shorts. Maybe I'll add one if it looks incredible. But I mean, even Unity today had a good dead cat balance. That was on the loser side. Possibly could have been a good short, but ended up making a perfect squeeze shortly after the market opened up and right up until reversal time even. All right. What else we got, folks? Anything else looking good? Just check out my side list here before we finish up. We'll just go to Benzinga Pro, check out the scanner here. I don't have any comments otherwise. Let me jack up this volume criteria. There we go. B-Fly, maybe. It's like a cheapy stock. It doesn't really trade too fast, but we'll see. Yeah, this isn't looking the best right now. All right, I'll pass on this one here. I'm not going to add this to our main list. What else we got? BNGO. Let me even jack up my price criteria here, kind of eliminate a lot of these cheap stocks, if anything. Well, really cheap stocks, $1 right around there. SANA. Ooh, this one's looking pretty good. I like this one. SANA, SANA, and more of an afternoon push so far. Just broke a new high even just here. Decent order book. It's not on a crazy-ass spread. We'll take it. What else we got here? Any news out on this stock? Check out Benzinga Pro news feed. That's why we got to check the scanners here, folks. Just see if there's anything else that slipped through the cracks, or that's it. I don't really have any news since February 13th. Yeah, I don't have any news out on this company outside the fact that it seems like it's like, a fairly shorted stock, a pretty high short float stock, meaning that perhaps this could just be a short squeeze, people covering short positions over time. Stock's already made a great push from beginning of this year from 350 up to nearly 10. But has dropped off quite a bit. And you could see a clear support level that got broken through here over time. Don't hold your breath waiting for it, but the more the stars could align, that could be a strong target to look at over time there. Pretty much right under 16. Before that, I would say you got a little resistance headway right here, pretty much where it's at now. It just broke over it, in fact, roughly around 950, 955. 960, so it's pretty much there for the take now. I really like this trade here. SANA, I'll put this on our watch list as well, and that might just about do it. We got the two stocks at the end we just get back to. CTMX, not really going anywhere, pass, and then the SOUN is volatile in a good way, meaning that it's moving fast. It's got a really good order book. It's not on a crazy spread. It's not too expensive. truthfully, shoe fits nicely here on this trade. Just you still got to be careful though. Geez, this thing has popped up over the last 3 weeks from like $3 or even under that up to nearly 8. So you got to imagine at some point for this to tank and shake back down. Just you know what? We'll respect the chart here. The intraday, it's still making higher lows since 130. It's been really proving itself to us for right now. So I'll kind of put it back on our watch list near the bottom. All right, folks. So, hey, let me know if you have any other questions just for all of us on YouTube, Facebook Live, etc. Just at that being at Cyber Trading You. If you wanted to join us inside our live trading room, I will be back on the mic coming up at 3 o'clock here for all of our students otherwise, and then we'll go from there. All right, folks. So, best of luck trading all together. Take care.